Is this working? Oh no, it just started and it's still not working. Oh, I'm having so much trouble right now. This is such a pain. I plug in my screen and the whole thing breaks. Hopefully I'll get up and running in a moment. Sorry about this. I was expecting this would be a lot more easy. I thought Mac was supposed to be easy. But this computer is loud, and so I'm tempted not to use it. For that reason. My channel. Okay, is this working? Alright, and then if I do this, this should work, right? This is not working at all. What is happening? There's a delay. Oh, this is driving me crazy. Now this should disappear. I'm so sorry about this. I thought this would work better. Hopefully this works. Not Firefox, Steam. No, we're just gonna do a display capture. Okay. We're gonna do that. That. Okay, this should work. Okay, I'm just looking at another screen now and making sure everything works right. There's a little bit of a delay. Let me make sure this is working before I go do all the craziness. Okay, this works. Great. Fantastic. Drive. Awesome. This just helps me make sure everything works properly. I'm getting a little turned around. Just because of the previous broadcast where everything was being very strange. Okay, this works. Okay, let's go. I'm going the wrong way. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm such a mess right now. This is not working at all. Okay, here we go. I haven't picked up my load yet. My load is in Corpus Christi and I am in Houston. Oh my gosh. So, what was I thinking about? So, let me first make sure before I go on some discussion that everything is working right. Then I'm going the right direction on I-69. Nice. I think I've made it now. Okay, this works. Okay, do not do dual screen with Mac OS. That is a bad idea. Duly noted. It should have worked, but it didn't. So, alright, here we are. This is fine. Speeding. Don't worry, I'm better than this in real life, obviously. Okay, Beaumont, West San Antonio, but we want to keep going south on 60 Nice. That works for me. I haven't driven too much in Texas. Actually, I have. I've done most of the roads down here. God, 60 Nice is so dumb. So dumb. And that's why it's good. Jeez, I need to stop. Anyway, so the question I've been thinking about is determinism versus indeterminism. And we want to stay on 60. Nice. Nice. We want to keep going straight for once. Oy! And my gosh, these Texas interchanges are something else. There we go. That works. Well, the battery's already super hot. That's amazing. And so, what I was thinking about on my walk today is that, is the universe determinate or indeterminate? I think the universe is probably indeterminate, though I cannot prove it. So, let's start with the opposite discussion. Is the universe determinate? So, determinism is essentially every action, everything is can be determined by something that comes before. Essentially, no such thing as random chance. That's what it would mean in the traditional philosophical sense of the word. Once we define it that way, question number one is, how do we deal with hold on. How do we just think about, I'm trying to formulate my thought. This is complicated. How do you prove that? How do you disprove it? Well, no, in this case you need to prove it, because the issue with determinism versus indeterminism is you have to prove one to disprove the other. So that by itself becomes a little tricky. So in the context of proving one, you have proven the other, because they cannot coexist. They are polar opposites by definition. So we start with that. So that's a whole thing. So in order for a system to be determinate, it would have to be fully 100% predictable. If you fed in all of the inputs that determined the outcome, your determinate system, in this case the universe, would come up with the right result every time. If there was random chance, that is indeterminate. That is contrary to the determinist idea. That being said, if that was true, then why wouldn't electrons also be determinate? And that's where we end up with the problem with Heisenberg. How can a determinate universe coexist with Heisenberg's uncertainty principle? I do not believe it can. I believe that is impossible. Number two, how can so that's your first problem that you need to solve. The second problem, so if you were able to disprove Heisenberg, you're getting a Nobel Prize in physics. That's a guarantee. Absolutely guaranteed. Disproving something as foundational to modern physics as Heisenberg is Nobel Prize territory. No question. Number two, I should have done my dishes, not just put them in the sink. I can hear my roommate in the kitchen doing his dishes and he has to work around mine. That makes me feel bad. Oh, well. But basically, you end up with another problem with, what about superdeterminism? Which, I was reading about this briefly on my train ride home, would basically be everything in the universe is determined by everything else. But if everything is determined, wouldn't that mean that our scientific results from a controlled experiment are also determined by that superdetermined universe? That breaks the scientific method. So in order to prove superdeterminism, and I suppose though cannot prove determinism as well, I don't think that can be done with the scientific method. And if determinism is true, and this is not my original idea, there are physicists who have said this, if everything is determined beforehand, that would mean the scientific method itself is not valid, because all of the results of your methods, of your experiments, were also determined in the beginning as well. So that's a problem. Okay, let's get off the highway here and pick up my delivery. And so if your results of the experiment were already determined, the scientific method no longer works because you haven't actually proven anything. So this is complicated. I do not believe anyone can honestly state that the universe is for sure deterministic. And I don't think there's any proof of that. But I do believe there is proof of an indeterminate universe because of the prediction of the movement of electrons. With all of the latest and greatest results from the latest physics tools we have, no one is able to prove the movement of electrons. This is incompatible with determinism. So until you disprove Heisenberg, you still end up with the same issue of the problem that as long as Heisenberg's uncertainty principle exists, the universe is indeterministic. That's the argument. If you can disprove Heisenberg, we can talk. Essentially. The other way you could potentially maybe prove it is a prediction algorithm that could always predict with the right inputs the next question somebody will ask a chatbot 100% of the time based on the predetermined factors that determined that person's question in the beginning. That would be very impressive. As to date, no one has successfully done such a thing. I do not believe such a thing is possible. Chicken. I have 3 hours. With 3 hours to go, I can absolutely continue. Anyway, so that's the argument I have, that the universe is probably indeterminate, though I cannot prove that. But likewise, no one can prove the universe is deterministic either. That's my argument. And to state so is folly. And that's what I was thinking about on my walk between these two gaming sessions. What else? Took a lovely walk to Liberty State Park, looked at New York, saw the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, as I do almost every day. Just having a pleasant day off, playing some games, and thought, hey, might as well stream myself play and all this other good stuff. So here I am. Looks like there's a small lag between what I'm playing. I've myself up on another screen here. But I'm glad I'm actually showing my entire screen at this point. Well, that's pretty fun. This might be a little less of a discussion than before. So, in this case, I've never actually been to Texas. I might visit, so I'm sure I'll visit someday. But no plans as of yet. Alright, now we're moving. I'm watching myself watch myself. This is so weird. It's just so I know that if anything really is happening. I can't see the live chat, unfortunately. But, oh well, it's fine. What else is going on? I see what I'm doing. Going out this street. I've never been to this road before in the game. So covering new territory. And then heading back up to Seattle. Which is where, or Yakima? Somewhere in Washington. I think this is going to Yakima. And whoop, slower, slower, slower. There's like a 5-second lag, I think, between the broadcast and my actual playing, is what I'm seeing on my screen. Yeah, about 5 seconds. I'd just like to know what it looks like in reality. It's not a bad lag, honestly. I selected this route as soon as I left the last route I did. And I thought that will be a nice long ride. Nice way to finish up the evening. As we know, 2 minutes in game means like almost nothing. Like 30 seconds at least, at most, in real life. Alright, let's zoom up here and enter. Freight market. To Seattle, all the way, for $133 per mile. Apologies to Canadians, we still use the imperial system. It's funny how the one that doesn't have a king uses the imperial system, and the one that still has a king uses the freedom units created by the Enlightenment. It's just weird. Okay. Now watch me do my skills as I whoop. The way that other truck is there makes this very difficult to actually grab. The other trailer is positioned so terribly. Do a little bit of this action. Back we go. And back in. So much skills. Very much skills. Very much wow. Yes. Alright. 41 hours of 40... Nope. 41 bottles of beer on the wall. 40... Nope. We're not doing that. We do not sing bottles of beer on the wall on long. I made that joke more than once, and every time it was immediately vetoed. I don't know why. It's funny. Man, if I'm already starting by crashing the bushes, this is going to be a very entertaining drive. Here we go. I have water. I have food. Food that will be finished by the end of tonight. And this is clearly semi-arid here on the Gulf Coast. Near the Gulf Coast. It's close. There we go. Very nice. Mainly I just had that idea about, like, how could someone actually prove indeterminism? Not an original thought, but completely. But someone thought they proved the universe is deterministic, and I thought, man, you disproved Heisenberg and disproved, and so it's like, check, Nobel Prize, no Nobel Prize, haven't disproved Heisenberg, you haven't proved the universe is determinate. Simple as that. Now that would be a big deal. All over the road. I'm a safe driver, don't worry. Clearly. Even though they have the left turn, this is Texas, and anyone who wants to go is gonna go. Mm-hmm. All right. Coast to coast. And we'll be entering Corpus Christi and making our way west. I also have rice in here, but The Gulf of Mexico is on our left. That's because we're going south. So our left is the ocean, essentially. We can get on I-37 and take it up to San Antonio. We're going to hop, I think, on I-10 and take that west for a while. Less than 41 hours left. Remember from earlier, one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each minute is about 5 seconds in the real life, which we determined earlier. So it's about, it's like, so about 12 minutes in real life per hour. Now this should take about 3 hours though. (40/3). That's about 12 to 1. Alright, I-37 will be on interstate, I think, the entire way from now on. Should we have interstates in our cities? Probably not. Having interstates between cities? Yeah, that's great. That's useful. And especially with our rails in such bad shape through most of the country. Unless we're going to nationalize, we need some way to move goods efficiently. Even though roads will never be as efficient as a well-run rail system. Impossible. They're shorter. They have tires, which means more friction. That takes more energy, ipso facto. Oh, I need to speed up. Okay. Nobel Prize. Here we go. North we go. I just hired Kim. So she starts off not making too much money, but soon she'll be bringing in like $10,000 to $20,000 per drive. So that will be useful. I finished leveling up all of my traits. I did that today, earlier. Though I didn't realize my stream was doing so poorly, so who knows. Let's see here. Zip, 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 zip. Go slightly above the speed limit. It's totally fine. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's just gonna be a calm, quiet night again. It's like this afternoon. I just need to, once a week. Saturday's my day to just be home, relax. Nothing else that needs to happen. Just enjoy. Just a pleasant evening. I'm sure at some point I'll have some idea that I wanted to think about. If a friend calls, I'll mute myself and keep playing as I discuss, so I won't have dialogue if that occurs, but for now, it's good. My beard has really grown, I see. Bypass, nice. It's gonna take a while. But that's fine. That's what I want to do tonight. I just want a nice, easy, quiet. Nothing really to do. Just patience. Wish for world peace. And just that people could talk things out and not harm innocent individuals. Most people want that. Most people in the world. I'm expecting, since I'm not getting too much money yet, that overnight I'm going to see at least $100,000 come into my bank account in the game. That will be nice. You know, I bought them the truck. I pay them their salary. I get to make profit too. It's fair. Totally fair. We want to go towards El Paso because we're going back towards the back to the northwest. This Texas to Washington State route. Just imagine when this game is finally coast to coast, I'm going to do a game in a single setting that goes all the way from like Boston to Seattle or Boston to Los Angeles. It's going to be amazing. This game is awesome. And just imagine how expensive it will be when it has the entire country, but fortunately you can buy it in bits and pieces. So it's basically, it'll be like 40 games because they said some states will be merged. It's like 40 games all put together. When you think about that, it doesn't seem so bad. You just need to buy the base game first. That is required. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh, looks like we're going to have to not go on I-10. That stinks. Well, we're going to keep going on 90 West. And we have to make a detour. The game does this. I'm surprised in my last drive it didn't have any of these forced detours. They really wanted me not to go the easy way this time. I don't trust that I'll be able to get back onto I-10. I'm going to go to Del Rio and then go north from there. This works. 2,200 miles. Neighbor kid. Having a bad day. I think he's 5 or so. Nice neighbors. Talked to them a few times. They're pleasant people. It's really nice being able to just be home, play a game, have a good time. Yeah. I think one thing that's important with like maturity and being a modern, reasonable person is it's important that when something is truly unknowable, like is everything in the universe predetermined or things like that you just say, don't know. Because that means there are things that we do know, like how monetary policy affects the economy, or like how physics works in general, which we have a pretty good idea about, that gives you more weight. And so it's important to... I should have gone to that rest stop, but oh well. I'm kind of glad they don't do this, but it'd be interesting if this game made it so that when your driver is tired, you end up driving worse and becomes less responsive until you take a nap. And it's possible to set that, but I just haven't. Or I unset it because I was annoyed or something at some point. Rice with orange sauce. That's good. Good rice. Glad I'm finishing it up today. Oi. Oops. I'm going to turn off the computer wires, make sure my stream is working because I don't need it now. Oi! Ooh, that's a nice amount of cashola. 48,000. I've had Valentino employed here for a long time. So he now, like, he brought in $48,000, and that's just the amount I took as the employer. When you see the lights, like they are here in Texas on their side, not up and down, I wonder if you're colorblind. How's that going to work? If you're colorblind and it's dark out, are those going to be as easy to understand as the traditional up and down stoplight? I don't know. Nice way to spend the evening. Now that my stream's working properly, that's an even nicer change. I feel so silly about the one earlier. Given that that's a yellow, we're fine. Okay, I wanted to go to bed here. My bed's to my right. Very covered. Sleepy time. Man, they've been sitting all night. That's different. This is kind of pretty down here. I haven't driven in. Oh wow! Look at how much cashola I have now. $250,000. Not bad. It's a lot of money. $250,000. Just by employing people. And the game shows you if you work for somebody else exactly how much you make, because when you start American Truck Simulator, you're somebody else's employee. You save up money or take out a loan, buy your own truck. Just a simple little one. And then you start keeping more of that for yourself, but you have to pay the direct expenses yourself too. So, but overall, being self-employed is better. You will make more money if you do it right. I mean, that's actually not the hardest part. Just look at all this income from all of these drivers who finished the delivery last night. Just one after another. And as each of these drivers gets more skilled, more experienced, and starts making more money. Like, look, Christopher just brought in almost $20,000. Nice. Thank you, Christopher. And he leveled up. Very nice. He can bring in even more money now. Bring in the money. Ulrika brought in $9. New hire. Look at Chris. He's already bringing in $13,000, and that's just the company profit. He keeps a good bit of that himself too. Now we're going north. To freedom. Woo! Oh no! Ah! God damn it! That's very annoying. Texas is full of these dangerous intersections. Like that. It was like, yield! 70 miles per hour. Like, which one do you want me to do? When you live in a society which always blames the individual, it becomes harder to fix and remedy these systemic issues. Like really bad intersection design, which is all over Texas, which is what I'm finding on this map. But if you want to make big money and have 3 hours to ramble about philosophy and play a game that's just stimulating enough and interesting enough with pretty backgrounds, doesn't get much better than this. I was just expecting someone else to come along there and just ram me in the front. I'm surprised the game didn't, because it usually does, because this game has a twisted sense of humor. Alright, hello I-10. Ah, god damn it, people. Pull to the side of the road. It's ridiculous. That's 2 accidents that were near unavoidable it put me in. Darn game. Have I just slowed down? Never! I'll never slow down. You can't slow me down. Can't stop me. Can't stop me. Oh, oh, oh. Can't stop me. Can't stop me. As they say. Remember we were here earlier, though you might not remember because my screen was broken because this idiot here decided to not check his camera. Don't worry, I don't abuse anybody as much as I abuse myself. This idiot here. Don't worry. This time it's better, I know, because I double checked the camera. Though my paranoia is telling me that it's not better now because oh, paranoia. I know paranoia is an ally, but it's annoying at the same time. What the hell, dude? That's why this is not safe for kids. It's because I know I'm driving and people will pull that sort of nonsense. What this game does. It's out to get you. It's out to kill you. It's not meant to be easy. We do this not because it is easy, but because it is hard. In a hard, very, very fake Boston accent. Yeah. Let's see here. I post this on the friendly Discord. Yep, that works. Oh, I should update that address. Don't know if anyone will. But hey, if anyone wants to just watch, that's always cool with me. Be kind of fun to record myself playing Mario Kart Wii once I get a TV, which doesn't have terrible color. That would be nice. That could be really fun. I do want one. I have all these video game systems, I just don't have a TV to plug them into anymore. Oh well. C'est la vie. This isn't too bad. Looks like I need to get a repair after both of those times this game set collisions up for me. Though I was able to avoid one of them. But still, when you're going 70 miles down a road and someone decides to suddenly stop twice, well, let's just say things don't go very well. Now, this is a part of Texas, obviously, that is very desert. And it's dry and barren, and nobody lives here because nobody wants to. There's nothing to do. Unless you like hiking in desert, I guess. Watch out for rattlesnakes, though. This be rattlesnake country, I'm sure. And even in eastern Washington, there are rattlesnakes there. I've not actually seen any, but I know they exist. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Here we go. Again. Very relaxed. It's a nice way to spend an evening. Just, there's so much going on in the world that I talked about in the last time I did this, and there's not much we can do as individuals. There's a little bit. We can write to our members of Congress and the president, call for a ceasefire, and democracy. But aside from that, not a lot. And it's not our country either. So we don't have any direct political things we can do, really. It's not like, domestically. If something goes under, we absolutely do have power, but man, West Texas is huge and kind of boring. March, Texas for you. It's huge and kind of boring. Oy! Well, I do live in greater New York City, which is huge in population and in no way boring at all. If you're bored in New York, that's a you problem. There are a few places I've lived, like Bellingham, which we talked about in the last video, where if you're bored, that's your issue. I should get some Broadway tickets. I haven't gone to any Broadway shows yet. It'd be fun to go to Hamilton tomorrow. That would be fun. I don't know yet. Let's see what I choose to do. Yeah, a lot of this game is like this. But, this is what America's like. Wide open spaces. I actually like how this game makes it so you realize that this country is huge. Not only huge, but there are a lot of places where people just don't really live. I think it's good to recognize that. It's important. Like, Texas is always considered a western state, but the space between it and New Mexico, which is mostly empty, is gigantic. It's much more a southern state than a western state. It's kind of its own thing, but we still have 260 miles to go just in Texas, and there's pretty much no landmark the entire way. That's a thing. We're going around Fort Stockton right now. We're just going to stay on I-10 here. I don't need to hop on 285 to 20 or anything crazy like that. Okay. Curving around. There's Fort Stockton, Texas, and Stockton, California. They are very different. Must be named after a general or something. I don't know. Alright, we're staying on I-10. Nice and simple. Ugh. Laggy, lug. Alright, we're good. stuck in the teeth. You know, it's annoying. Well, I brush every night. Every day. Mm-hmm. Let me see here. I might set up a schedule eventually. I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. Because then I have, you know, things. Friends call. Regularly. Parents call. It's good. I should call my grandfather tomorrow. I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks. My life is so stable. It's nice. I'm actually legitimately at a place where no news is good news. Very nice. Now we're going to Van Horn, Texas. And then El Paso. I think El Paso's next. I think this trip I'm going through Colorado. So I came down through California and I'll go up through Colorado. Not what I wanted. I'll need to get off in Van Horn and get my truck fixed. So I'm getting... Oh, and I need gas. Yep. I don't think I've ever actually stopped in Van Horn before. Little reason to. I don't come down here very often anyways. I've only been down here 2 or 3 times total. I think this is number 3. Something like that. Alright, so we're gonna get some repairs. And then we're gonna get some gas. Then we're gonna keep going west and north. One could say northwest. This is so much better than just playing by myself. Hey, who knows? Maybe someday I'll get 1 million people watching me play American Truck Simulator. Who knows? I wouldn't complain. Not like I need the extra money, but wouldn't say no. If work says, oh my gosh, you have this extra income out of at work, I'll say, you know, I was already playing video games, so I might as well stream it. Doesn't hurt anything. But I like my job. I like the people I work with. I'm in no rush to leave. I only just started anyways. Thank you for not running into me. Service. Whee! That works. That's the first thing we need to do. I think I'm gonna really go with my goal. I want to get all the way to Seattle today. On this stream. I'm gonna do the whole thing. There we go. Next left, not that left, but the next left. We're gonna go get some gasoline. It's not an environmentally friendly game. It's probably diesel actually, is even worse. And zip! They really don't give you a lot of room. Excuse me. You really have to go slowly. Just let it fly and be free. You are not going to do that. Be very bad for you and not so good for me. But I am bigger and stronger, but not faster, so you will die. And I will not. Alright, here we go. E, enter, hold, and food. Whoops. That was a bad idea. It's a one-way only. Can go out this way. There's a place to sleep, but it's too early to sleep. It's only 2:30. That won't work. Oh no, I'm not sure what else I want to talk about tonight that's like interesting. Besides like the nature of the universe. Which I already did. I think random events are real. I think random is real. Because we know it is. As well as we can know anything. It passes all of our testing, and if like super determinism is true, then the scientific method is not a valid method. I doubt it. It's unprovable, though. That's kind of pretty. Whee! Bouncy, 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 bounce, 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 bounce. There we go. Trying to show people things, and welcome to Mountain Time Zone. And the time goes back an hour. Again an hour. This is it. This is a pretty simple, pretty easy way to spend the evening. Very pleasant, very relaxing. 99 miles to New Mexico to go. Maybe I want to go through Montana. Let's do that. We did California earlier. Now we can do Montana. Gosh, I feel so silly about that last broadcast I did. How it didn't automatically capture the full screen. That's just tacky. Anyways. Not sure if I want to make it all the way tonight. It's 6:30. I think I will. I think we have about 2 hours left. Welcome to El Paso, Texas. You see how big that desert is between El Paso and what's it called? San Antonio. It's big, it's vast, and it's pretty empty of people. And there are animals there, but not nearly as many as you find in the forest. Not nearly the same count of species or organisms. Yeah. Ugh, it's lagging. Maybe I should get a bigger, better motherboard and CPU to play this on. I probably will eventually. Just not my top priority. This works for me. Doesn't always lag, but it's pleasant. Wonder how many views I'll get for this. I know on the last one I got a new subscriber, so that was cool. No idea who that was. Yeah. El Paso. Ay, 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 ay. There we go. That works. Cruise control here. About to leave El Paso. This city. This works. Yeah. Suppose if you really like desert, this is a great place to be. because it's dry and hot. There we go. And north we go. I think we're going north all the way to Montana now. Which works for me. Exit 0. The last exit in Texas. Oi! And this'll work. Go around this truck. Land of Enchantment, New Mexico. Beautiful state. The poorest democratic state in the country. Also one of the only majority-minority states in the country. I haven't been there yet, but I have some cousins there who I'd love to visit. Yeah. Crazy life. Just thinking about a friend who was here last week. If I hadn't broken up with my ex, I never would have met him. Probably. Glad I met him, that's for sure. He's a good guy. Still working on stuff, but who isn't? Well, he really is, but good guy. Care about him. Whoa, I'm going 90 miles per hour? That's a little fast. Looks like the inspection station is closed. That's the thing with this game, you never know if they're open or closed until you get there and you're like, okay, nothing to do. More food. There we go. $300,000. It's a lot of money. Yeah. There's a point in the game where it just becomes, wow, it's so much money. Very wow. Should probably use it. Let me see. Not worth it. Rather get more truck. Need more truck. That's so cringy. Buy online. Take care of that. Recruit. Sure. Alright. No. Sure, let's do her. Not bad. Okay, now all that money's working for me instead of just sitting in the bank doing nothing. That's the important part of this game. You can't just... actually having, hundreds of thousands of dollars saved up is actually not good for you. Because otherwise you can get that money working for you. It's the same reason why, and the amount I'll get back from that investment I just made is way more than the interest I'll be paying on that loan that's outstanding from a while back. You always want your money to be working for you. If not, that's a problem. It can be fixed. Hire people, buy capital, keep it moving. Keep making more. And that works. More desert. There's a reason why New Mexico is a low population with a couple, but main one is it's just so dry. There's a good video by some YouTuber about why Arizona exploded and New Mexico didn't in terms of population. It's interesting. I can't remember his conclusion. It's been a while. But New Mexico's small in population, but big in area. Lots of land, not so many people. Mostly Albuquerque, it seems. And then desolate desert. Mostly, but there are also some forests in the mountains. It's a relatively diverse area. But we're in the desert right now. We're going to stay on the interstate all the way to Seattle. 25 to 90. Very simple. I think that's the best way. It's the way I'm going to go anyways. Even if it's not technically the fastest, it's the way I want to go. And that's what matters. This works nicely. Now it's just keep the cruise control on, keep steering, don't run into anything, stay on the road. That's the game. Pretty much. It's more than that, obviously, but that's most of it in terms of driving. It's the whole thing. Yeah. Just watch your drivers bring money in. Make deliveries, make money. I don't believe this game has a strict win condition. You just play as much as you want for as long as you want. Play as much as you want for as long as you want. Keep making more money, keep the trucks moving, keep the deliveries coming. That's the whole keep everything on the road. And that's okay. It's like the real world. There's no finish line. It's a marathon. Well, there is with life, death, but whatever. If I think about that too much, they'll have to bring me to Weird Barbie. And nobody wants that. She's so weird. God, such a brilliant movie. Barbie movie? I saw it for two reasons. Number one, I learned that Greta Gerwig is a Unitarian, and so am I. And I said, okay, that's interesting. Only a few years older than me. So there was not... There's definitely a universe there where we met at some point. So that was the first reason. Then I saw that that Ben Shapiro hated it. I said, well, then I have to see it. Now, I really hope he doesn't realize that he's an important part of my recommender engine. That the more he hates something, the more I want to see it. The more he likes something, the less I want to see it. If he realizes that, he might start to throw me some curveballs. But since I don't think he's that intelligent, I don't think I have to worry about that. I don't think that's mean. I think it's the truth. We've already been We've already been in New Mexico for 200 miles. That's pretty amazing. Because, of course, North-South Highway. There's Albuquerque. We'll be in Colorado soon enough. So we keep moving. This would be an incomplete live streaming session if we talked about the nature of the universe. Well, I monologued about the nature of the universe. It would be an incomplete live stream gaming session if we don't talk about the meaning of life. Now, of course, we know the answer is 42. That is obvious. But the meaning is not necessarily the same thing. So, what do I think the meaning of life is? Now, that's a tricky question. We're staying on 225 for now. Not to have like a cop-out, but I kind of like the answer of to be loved, to love and be loved. Like, that's, I think, probably the right answer, to meaningful lives, to be with the people who love you, who you love, who you mutually watch out for each other, lift each other up. It's to help others, to love. Simple as that. That was simple. I think a lot of people know that, but then a lot of people don't. Question is, how do you help people learn that that's really what matters? To be good and kind and loving to the people around us. To make life worth living. That's hard. I want to stay on the interstate. It won't add that much mileage. Yeah, it's only 40 miles more. That's fine. Yeah, that's a tricky part. Hallo Luca, ich bin gekommen. Luca ist mein Cousin. Wohnt hier aus Santa Fe. And, yeah. like one of the important ways I try to live that value is if I have an opportunity to see, family and friends, even if that means and I can afford it, I do it. Period. Of course, I have only so many days I can be off work. I can't be off work every day. But, if I have a weekend here or there and I have an aunt and uncle an aunt and an uncle and their spouses in New England. And I like going up and visiting, which is always pleasant. That's what I enjoy. It's a good thing. Pretty straightforward. How much time will this actually add? About an hour. It's not that much. I should probably slow down a little bit. Slow down, you're going too fast. You've got to make the moment last, just looking around the cobblestones. Looking alive and feeling groovy. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, feeling groovy. Hello, lamppost, what you knowing? Got to keep these flowers growing. Looking around the cobblestones. Looking alive and feeling groovy. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, feeling groovy. Oh, maybe I should take a nap. Yeah, I probably should, since I'm streaming. Driving around the cobblestones, looking alive and feeling groovy. Tra-la-la-la-la-la, feeling groovy. Oh, that's getting dark. Yeah, that added maybe 4 to 5 hours total, but it's fine. I have nothing else planned for tonight. Just this. Relax, enjoy. 1 mile. As we just keep going, I'm just really relaxed. Just chill. Truck stop tour, 5 out of 22. Well, that's good. Alright, let's make sure everything went right. Okay, cool. More money, more money. Ta-da! Looking around the cobblestones, looking alive and feeling groovy. You see all this income coming in now that I adjusted my screen share properly. It's quite a lot. Excuse me, moi. Oi. We'll be in Colorado momentarily. Desert. Yeah, I didn't zipper merge right, but they're not real people. So who cares? I'm the only thing that matters in the world! At least in this world. Oh, and all of my drivers. Because I have a lot of them. There's actually a way to see where all your drivers are in the game. But I want to get at least into Colorado. 27 hours of driving, so it's about 2 more days. Oh yeah, they'll be here by Friday. That's a guarantee. That I can guarantee. Raton, New Mexico. The northernmost city on this map in New Mexico. Feel so calm. At ease. I feel at ease. Brilliant. Yeah. It's nice to be in a good place in my life. Finally. Feels really good. And be calm and happy. I like that. I like how I'm at peace. Happy with myself. Happy with my home. My job. My UU community. A good city. have everything I need. That is such a good feeling. I had Bellingham a good community and I was happy, but for the most part, happy with the people I've spent my time with, but was not happy with not having a job. Oops. That one's a hard one to get into anyways. That's the way station I was supposed to be on and go to on the right. This is good. I feel happy with my life. I like where I'm at. I like who I am. I like what I'm doing. Just compliance. Making sure the bank's following the rules. Making sure our system works. Writing code to make sure the automated checks happen. It's a good job. Pays well. Can't complain. It's a nice combination of programming and understanding the banking system, which I have both, which opens a lot of doors for me. And after I get good at the system, I'm sure there are great advancement opportunities going forward. As my experience grows, my knowledge base grows even more. It goes back to say, you don't need a master's degree in order to get a good job. People think, you need a master's degree to make 6 figures. I'm like, that's not true. Plenty of people make good money with only bachelor's degrees even today. It might be easier initially with with a master's degree, but if once you get your feet wet for a couple of years, it's just as good. It's about as good as a master's. So I'll be all right. Everything will be fine. Learn on the job. Get paid to learn. Less student loans. Fewer student loans. Less money in student loans. I can do English. English is hard. Realize that? English is a very hard language. It really is. But I feel relaxed. I'm happy. Life is good. Finally. Now, if everyone had the opportunity to do that, that's the problem. Get rid of war, hatred, bigotry. Get rid of poverty. That's what needs to happen. Yeah, that's the tricky part. It warned you. I'll take that warning pretty seriously. I think that might be a cop car ahead of me. Hard to tell. I've never been to Colorado. Oi! I'd like to. Someday. Visit my cousins. That would be nice. They're always welcome to come see me here as well. It's mutual. That side of my family, side where my great-grandparents in Ashland, the easiest people to visit, easiest people to get in touch with. Kind, good, easy. Just nice. Enjoy spending time with them. It's nice to spend time be together. It's really nice. I hope they come with me to Germany next year. That would be nice. That would be fun. They should. I don't know if they speak German, but they can start studying up. That would be a good thing to do. Colorado Springs. Yeah. My ex's mom who lived here before I met them. Ew. Oh well. It's over now. Not what I wanted, but it's what needed to happen. C'est la vie. Nothing I can do about it now. North to Denver. There's nothing I could do. I think I'm halfway through Colorado now. I think it's 300 miles north to south, if I remember. And Colorado's a good, and California both are like, people say, oh, geography is density, destiny. Oy vey, George McFly right here. But Colorado and Wyoming say, are you sure about that? Because their geography is similar, and yes, Denver has some more water than Wyoming, but not that much. And and they're both mountainous states with plains to the east. And yes, I think Wyoming is so dependent on... There's a Wendover video about this, which I enjoyed. Wyoming is so dependent on natural resources, and they've never taken that money and invested it in education. And they make enough money from natural resources that they haven't really had the desire to go, try to poach tech companies away from other states, even though that's not how it works. The places where tech companies exist weren't poached away from those areas, Seattle, California, New York. They were formed here. They were founded here. The people who started those companies already lived in these states and got the education they needed and the opportunities they needed to start companies like Apple, Microsoft, the banking corporations in this area. Whereas in other states, those opportunities don't really exist. And I think it's too easy to say, oh, it was fate. It was destined to be this way. Nonsense. I don't think so. It wasn't fate when California decided to invest in education. It wasn't fate when Texas and Mississippi and other southern states decided Jim Crow was more important than building up robust university systems. That wasn't fate. Those were choices. I think it's disempowering to say these were destined by God. I think it's not just disingenuous. I think it does us a disfavor. I think it's important to understand that we make decisions, and that doesn't mean that everything is due to our fault. Neither does it mean that everything happens that everything is... I think there's a dangerous trap people fall into, where they either think everything is caused by others, caused by systems of oppression or privilege, and those do make a difference. Like, growing up in the Bay Area, you're far more likely to get a job at a tech company making $200,000 per year than if you grow up in the Mississippi Delta. That's true. That is true. And those do make an impact. But also but why these places became so very different was not destined by fate. California chose to invest in its people. California chose to invest billions of dollars in education, and it is the tech hub of the world. Texas did not. Texas has far fewer seats per person available in their university system than California has. And they don't have enough private universities to make up the difference. That was not determined by being a desert like Los Angeles. That was not fate. That was a choice. And I think maturity in the real world is being able to tear the two apart and determining what was fate, what was choice, what was due to conditions this person or society was put in, or what was a choice this place made. Let's look at Russia and Ukraine. Russia and Ukraine have very similar roots, and the divergence of their languages is 500 to 1,000 years old. They're two of the most closely related languages in the world. But if you ever talk to a Ukrainian or a Russian, you will recognize they are very different. They have this Ukraine's geography is similar to that of most of where Russian people live, not including Siberia, but they're very similar climates. Not identical, but similar. They have similar roots with the Kievan Rus. They have similar languages. Their genetics are close. It would be hard to find another group of people as closely related to the Russians, except maybe the Belarusians, in the world. But when you talk to a Ukrainian and a Russian, you will realize that they are very much not the same people. They think about the world differently. Their systems are different. The Ukrainian people have chosen, not because of geography, not because of genetics, but through a legitimate choice that they made, which was, I believe, random, about as random as anything can be. And there's been a pretty great experiment comparing the civic societies and economies of Russia and Ukraine, where the average Ukrainian lives longer, has more income, and is better off than the average Russian. Now, Russia has some oligarchs which really throw off the averages, but this ties into, is California wealthy and Mississippi poor because they were destined by God to be? Well, was Russia destined to be a dictatorship, and was Ukrainian destined to be a democracy? It's the same question. And the answer is no. The reality is, if you're looking at your country and you say, I don't like how people of color are shot by the police. I don't like how children are torn from their families at the border and thrown into prison with no chance of parole or deportation. And this is wrong. It's up to you to stand up and make a difference. And yes, there are various levels of hurdles that can do this. It's a lot easier to make change at the local level than federal. It's a lot easier to make change in a smaller community than a bigger one. It's easier to make change if you're in anywhere in most places in the US versus somewhere like where you have a lot of, ability to change your local laws to be better than if you're somewhere like Gaza, where the average person has basically no say in their government. Those factors are at play, but there also are factors that we get to choose. It's a complex interplay of situations and choices. And the tricky part is saying, what is situation, what is my choice? If you're in a bad situation, are there things you can do to make your life better? What choices do you have? I believe that is what's truly missing from a lot of the dialogue I hear in the world. Because otherwise, it's really easy to fall into dogma, which offers simple but wrong answers. Gaza was doomed to be impoverished. Mississippi was doomed to have a low graduation rate from high school. Nonsense. But it's also just as easy to fall in the trap of the Gazans deserve it and say that the Gazans brought it on themselves. And that's also not true. So how do we tell the difference? Well, look at the margin. Say, if you look at two groups of people, like the Russians and Ukrainians, at a certain point in time and say, okay, what made these people depart and what made their differences from a common stock? Look at Canada versus the United States. Very similar countries in a lot of respects. Why did Canadians choose not to join the revolution? That's one of the most interesting questions in American and Canadian history. Why didn't Canada revolt against King George III? Why did they stay loyal? I think the best answer might be a lower population. Another decent answer is the large French-speaking population in what is now Quebec, also known as Lower Canada, but that doesn't explain Upper Canada. I don't have the full answers, but it is an interesting question. Would the world have been better if Canada had joined the United States? If the United States and Canada were unified, we would have most of those provinces would be mostly Democrat-controlled nowadays. It would provide enough votes that we would have a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate. A filibuster-proof system, and the deadlock that has been between North and South would be broken if we had Canada. So to say Canada doesn't want to be in American politics, also needs to remember that American politics would be different if Canada was in the United States. And it's hard to know. Some of them would be more moderate, but there'd be more progressives too. I think overall we'd probably have Medicare for all. If the Confederacy were to leave the United States, we would get universal health care. I have no question about it. Definitely. Almost certainly. Not only that, but a lot of federal money, which goes from wealthy northern blue states to southern poorer red states, wouldn't happen. And that money would be reinvested here at home. That would be a difference. You would see a different demographic makeup. The South is far more evangelical and Baptist than the North. the United States is very much a country of multiple nations pulled together, and it's really clear when you cross the Mason-Dixon line. It's really clear that things change. The politics changes. Now, where that line is changing has been moving north. Virginia is becoming more and more Democratic. Maryland has become very Democratic for a long time. Things change. But what's likely to happen also what would happen if Stacey Abrams succeeded in Georgia and became a solid blue state in the next 5 to 10 years? Republicans will have a really hard time winning if Georgia becomes a solid blue state. Or even just a purple state. And it's already purple. While I might be disappointed with our reaction to the Gaza invasion, and I think Hamas is horrible, obviously, I also think children should not be killed for the mistakes of their parents' generation. That is a war crime. That's not my opinion. That is the law. That being said, it will be difficult for Republicans, for most likely Donald Trump, to win next year. It's not impossible. Biden needs to win the upper Midwest. I discussed this in my last video, but I don't know. Biden is not my favorite president of all time. He's far from. But he's a lot better than Donald Trump. A lot better than the alternative we are given. Even if I have to literally hold my nose next year, I know who I'm voting for. Even if I'm angry about what's happening in Gaza and America's role in it. And that's not a defense of Hamas. Hamas is indefensible. Utterly indefensible. It's hard. I wish for peace. I wish for people who want to divide us against each other that they collapse. I want to live in a world, ideally, where everybody, regardless of their situation of their birth, as much as possible can succeed. If you're willing to work, you're willing to study, you should be able to succeed. But that's not the reality that we live in. And that is a problem. And it costs all of us. That is what I want to see in this world. I want everyone to be able to succeed if they're willing to put in the work. Any, normal, regardless of your background. Sometimes you'll have, certain mental disabilities which make it harder that are very extreme, but barring, that, any person who is intellectually able to be successful should be able to be successful if they're willing to put in the work. That should be the only question. I would like to live in a country where everybody, regardless of what school district they go to, get access to materials which allow them to succeed. Access to teachers and tutors who are well trained, well equipped, so that any child who wants to do well can. And yes, there are barriers at home, but this is the ideal to strive for. And I think that's a pretty hard thing to argue against. It's just my dream. Everyone who's you just need to put in the work, and that's not the world we live in. People who think it is, but it's not. We're not there yet. But I think we can get there. I think we can get to such a world. I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Such a pleasant, relaxing game. Yeah. Yeah. I want us to price carbon. I want us to mitigate climate change to zero. That's what I want. I want Russia to leave Ukraine. I want a solution to the Palestinian crisis that saves as many Palestinian lives as possible. That will likely be a one-state solution. And I was thinking, if the United States supports a two-state solution, why doesn't it recognize Palestine as a sovereign state? I was thinking about that, and well, the answer is it was never meant to be a solution. It was never possible. I'm fairly convinced of that now. Alright, we're on I-90. We can just stay on this road all the way to Seattle. We don't have to change highways again. But, from Seattle to Boston. That's what I call a long highway. That's for sure. Hold on. Does it not count Sheridan yet? I think I need to get off here a little bit. Right when I say we don't have to change highways again, I realize it's not marking Sheridan as visited, so we're going to have to fix this. I've actually been to Sheridan. My grandfather and I stopped to get gas there. Very small city. Not where I want to live necessarily, but we definitely need to mark it off on the map. Completionists that we are. tacos. They have a taco kingdom. Sounds delicious. Does anyone actually not like tacos? Comment below. Sorry, that's so annoying. If you like tacos, tell me why. Besides the fact that they're perfect. Mexican food is amazing. Wonderful culture. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna zip up here. Whee! Ay, 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 ay! No kidding. Didn't see the... Thought there was room for me to zip to the side. Guess not. Scheiße. Oh, ay, ay, ay. That is not a nice turn for a truck. I need to stop for repairs and gas as soon as possible now. That was ugly. Yeah, not bad. Never mind the 4-lane road in the middle of town. We'll just keep her moving. And as soon as we can find a repair shop, that's what we're doing next. I'm doing next. Who's we? I do that a lot. It's funny, I'm not going there in the game. I've been in that one in real life. It's where we stopped for gas. One of many gas stops. Starts to add up. I'm just thinking about there we go. This coil line's driving me nuts. The color on the monitor is not great, and the coil line is obnoxious. Wouldn't get this LG again. It's not bad enough to return it, but I wouldn't necessarily do it. Oh yeah, I know I'm gonna get a fee, so I'm not even gonna bother stopping in. There's no reason. Almost to Montana. Then we can gas up, fix everything, and that's fine. Let's escape for a second. We've got some maintenance to do. I think we call this the truck zone or something. Yeah, I've been watching. I need another garage. Let's do Cheyenne. Hello, Cheyenne. on a truck. Alright, there we go. Grab some truck, a garage, and driver. Yeah, I really need to get my truck repaired. I just need to find somewhere I can do that. And I'll find something very soon. Signs for Yellowstone, nifty. Excuse me. Fly and be free. Now, I usually like staying on the interstate, and when I was making sure I could not check Sheridan off the list, that's why. I have far fewer accidents on the freeway. Home of the Crow. $1,000 miles to go. Then we'll be done for the evening. It's gonna go quick now. 1,000 miles. It's a big country. This game does a really amazing job at making it so you can really understand that this is a big country. Adalbert still leveling up. Yeah. One place you definitely don't want to sleep through or have it dark for is the Rocky Mountains, because they are amazing and beautiful. It's true. That's bad. Alright, you know, dad jokes are life. Oh yeah, 17,000. I'll take that, ka-ching, ka-ching. Ching, ching. Num, num. Good money. Lots of money. Can I has all the money? There we go. 930 miles to go. We should be to the 94 interchange any minute now. Fireworks! Kaboom, kaboom! Cool. Not quite ready to sleep yet. I want to be actually dark when I go to sleep. This is quite a good route. I like it. It's pretty. Go alongside the outside of the Rockies till it's way far north, and then up we go. So I've really gone into a circle, because this morning I went Port Angeles to Houston via California, which was a foolish way to do it because I didn't set my camera up so it caught the entire screen. So that was unfortunate. But now it's capturing the screen properly. And now I'm going back the other way, another way, via Colorado and Montana. So, lots of ways to do it. And I haven't even done the fastest route yet. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. But I think this is nice. If you don't already own the game, you get to see how it works. If you only own parts of the game, you can see the parts you haven't purchased yet. I will definitely do a live stream once Kansas comes out. That will be fun. That will be a good time. So maybe I can build my channel up with American Truck Simulator content as before Kansas is released, which I think will be fairly soon. Okay, I can get my repairs here. Is this the best place to do it? Hold on. Should I get my repairs here or go further? Yeah, I think... too bad Laurel doesn't have a repair shop. Yeah, I think I'll do it here. Do it in Billings. I can do the sleep in Billings and then get myself into Washington tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'll finish up tomorrow around 9 o'clock p.m. Just being a jerk to that car down there. Yeah. Montana has both Missoula and Bozeman, and they're kind of rivals in a way. Ugh! Icky, yucky, poopy poop. I hear that people who live in Bozeman really don't like Missoula. Missoula's more hippie. People in Missoula don't like Bozeman. That's what I heard from my friend. They're very different cities. Alright, let's clean that up. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Figure it out. You churn and move. Gotta churn. Not that hard. It's really not. Alright. If I pull in here, I should be able to sleep. Oh, sleeping is over there. Never mind. There we go. Didn't need to do it that way. It's been a while since I've been in this spot. There we go. I'm going to swing in here, take a nap, be back for the day. Nope, we're not going to bother. We're going to find another spot too tight. We're going to find another place to sleep. At least the truck's repaired, so I won't be stalling. I'll just go up there. There's another better place to sleep. Be easier. Ay, 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 ay. Scheiße, scheiße, scheiße. Not what I wanted. Doing lots of damage on the trailer. That's not fun. Not what I wanted at all. That sign really makes this more difficult. And take a nap. Overnight, and we're back in the morning. I'm going to zip on out of here. Keep going, and now we're going west. We've gone north. In order to get to the northwest, you have to go north, then you go west. Funny how that works. Could have filled up on gas, but I can do that in Bozeman. Just had to take a nap. Had to sleep. And why not? Well, more than that, I just want this to be during the day. Oh yeah, we're still getting in super early. Garage there. I'll go to it later. Don't have to go to it right now. There we go. Yeah, that doesn't really stop me at all. It's a recommendation. It's a guideline. There we go. Here we go. Going through billings. And it froze. That's no good. That's annoying when it freezes like that. Slow down. There's always a truck ahead of you at these. You're never, most of the time, it's usually one truck ahead of you. Sometimes it's two, but almost never zero. Trailer's damaged. Mm-hmm. 8 uur. I'll be done within an hour, I think. Then I'll do other things. 6 hours of American Truck Simulator for a day is enough. But I'm still having fun. Again, it's very mellow. It's become my chillax game. Billings, Bozeman, and Butte. The 3 cities of Montana. 3 bee cities. Literally exists to get you in trouble. Maybe if I signaled, they wouldn't do that. Maybe. I don't know. That's silly. Maybe if I told them what I was gonna do, they wouldn't know. They still would. They absolutely still would. Excusez-moi. And of course, the blue truck, once I'm in the over to pass, will speed up. So, yeah, that's that. That's how the game works. Just like real life, right? God. That's why I don't miss driving. I mean, I still can. I still know how to do it. I still have a driver's license. But I'm glad I'm not forced to do it every day. It's a nice change. And Mike, yeah, you can ride your bike. Yeah. 1.5 hours uphill both ways in the rain? No. Oh, you thought I'm joking? I'm not. I am not joking, actually. Up the hill, both ways, in the rain, for 1.5 hours each way. Yes. Absolutely. Been there, done that. Ah, getting into the foothills of some rocky mountains. These rock. Nah, 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 nah. God, that's so bad. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. I know all the bad jokes. I know all the dad jokes. I am a catalog of dad joke. Come on! Oh my gosh! There's nothing I can do. Even if I stay in my lane, they will do what they can to make my life a living hell. Misa be dad joke. But I don't even have any kids. It's a thing. Well, someday, maybe. Oh well. Lots to do. See what they do? It's like right when you're getting close to passing, they pull up right alongside of you. Every time. Every single time. That's funny. It's a friendo. I should get back to her. But I want to finish this first. Yeah. I just like having a quiet evening. Nothing distressing. No one being nasty. Just me and my game. And whatever audience I have on here. Who knows? Think I want to fuel up here, maybe? Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Nope. Welcome to Bozeman, Montana, a lovely little hippie town. As I understand, I've only been there once, but I got the hippie vibes. Oh, each one of those is 1% damage. Oh, that's not good. I might mute myself and call my friend if that's what she needs. Wow. Dang, that's a long time ago. It's been nice to just play a game all day and just have a day to relax. I needed it. It was time. Once a week. But tomorrow I'll be social. Let's do a big U-turn. Should I? Probably not. Do I care? Not really. What am I do? What can I husband do? What? That was a whole lot of bad reckless driving. Alright, let's go to Washington State, and then I'm going to log off for the night. Whatever. Look at all that money I have. I'll make it back in 5 minutes. No, I mean, sunk cost at this point. It's now sunk cost. Yeah, I stayed at that hotel once. Yeah. Be nice to go back to Bozeman. Here we go. Truck repaired, full tank of gas, entering the Rocky Mountains. Once I'm on the other side of the Rockies, I'll be in Idaho briefly, and then Washington State, Spokane, Columbia Plateau, Cascades, Seattle. And then I'm going to log off. 12 hours to go. This is quite the drive. It's pretty now. Very pretty. That's really the best part of the game, is the scenery in the far west. It takes a lot of time to drive all the way from Houston to Seattle. Or Port Angeles to Houston, which is even a little further. Or Corpus Christi to Seattle. I think it might have ended up being the same distance either way. I can double check. So of course I didn't take the fastest route either. So, hey, you know, whatever. Continental Divide. Welcome to the Pacific side of the Continental Divide. Thinking this is a pretty tall mountain. Yeah, because it's the Continental Divide. Funny how that works. Well, it's pretty amazing, honestly. If you didn't have the Columbia River, this entire area I just entered would be an endorheic basin. It's only because of the Columbia Gorge that it isn't. That's that's a thing. But no, if it wasn't for the Columbia River Gorge, this would be an endorheic basin. Wow. And it's pretty amazing, actually. It's amazing how it doesn't take much for a giant drainage area to become an endorheic basin. Yeah. Butte. It's not but, it's Butte. Not sure what butte it was named after. Sure there must be a butte nearby. Keep going on 90. Past the way station. Near full tank of gas and a near perfectly maintained truck makes a happy driver. Here's the upcoming exit to I-15. That goes down to California where we were earlier. But we're not going on that right now. We're going to Seattle. Messenger. Is that... which friend is that? No friend, just a page. I'm just having a quiet evening, and I'll be back to Seattle soon, and then log out. That's the plan. But I made a commitment. This is what I want to do, and I'll go do other things. That's all I want for this evening. Well, I'm going 94 miles per hour. Seems a little fast. I should slow down. Can't stop me, can't stop me, can't stop me. Oh, 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 can't stop me, can't stop me. Have a good time, can't stop me, can't stop me. Oh, yeah. Burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I want to make a supersonic woman of you. Oy, ay, 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 ay. It's when I slow down that I crash. Not when I'm speeding, then I'm fine. It's when I do that tiny little mistake. Oh yeah, burning through the sky, yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I want to make a supersonic woman of you. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Oh, 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 don't stop me, don't stop me. Have a good time, don't stop me. That's fun. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 da. Anyways. It's good. No choir performance tomorrow, just a normal day. That'll be good. Roundabouts. Roundabouts. For my Canadians. They're not roundabouts, they're roundabouts. That's so bad. If any of my Canadians are watching, I'm so sorry. Roundabouts. I think that's why they say rotaries. Could solve the problem. I actually do have friends who say boot. They're from Ontario. Nice people. Oh my god, roundabout. That's so bad. Just want to make sure I wasn't missing something there. Hello, Missoula. And here we go. Ay, this is good. Nice and calm. Relaxing. 464 miles to go. Oi! Excuse-moi. Just comes out sometimes. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. But the most grossest place going to be next to me when I'm belching. Oh god. Yeah. It's better now. And just feel relaxed. Making my way. That means I'm entering Idaho. No, I'm not. Sorry. God, I need to not do that. Yep, 16. That means I'm entering Idaho. Can bypass. Thank you, Idaho. I'm only going to be in you for like 60 miles anyways. Barely counts, but it does. It totally counts. Hi-ho, hi-ho, is to Idaho we go. Dun 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 dun, hi-ho, hi-ho, Idaho, Idaho, ho, it's Idaho we go. Dun 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 dun, hi-ho, Idaho, Idaho. Silliness. Exit 0, lookout pass. Friends texting me. And there's a bridge right over the state border. Ish. Nothing important. Welcome to Idaho. So today we've been to Washington, Oregon, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. We have skipped Nevada and Arizona. Nevada and Utah we have not visited today, but I've been to almost every other state included in American Truck Simulator as of now. Today I've been to all but 3 states that are in this game. That's a lot of states. And I am very human. Signing out? Not yet. To your disappointment, the dad jokes must continue. That wasn't even a dad joke. Don't worry, I'm sure one will come eventually, if they haven't already. Now let's see here. It's a good way to monologue. Just talk and think. There we go. Runaway truck ramp, also known as a gravel pit. 15 miles out of Montana into Idaho. It's only like 60 miles until we hit Washington, and then we just keep going for like 250 miles or whatever. It's a long ways. That's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, we're almost there. This is Coeur d'Alene. Like as soon as we cross the border, we're already through the mountains of Idaho. This game really shrinks. Signs to Seattle. Fantastic. That's where we're going. More food. We'll be in Washington in a minute. Bypass. Fantastic. I think this is Washington. Yep, welcome to Washington. Welcome back to Washington State. We've gone full circle. Now we just have to get through the state. Very pretty state. Very, very pretty. My parents live here. My grandparents, all four of my grandparents live there. And my brother. But I had to leave. It was a choice, mostly. Kind of, partially, mostly. Yeah, I'd say it was a choice. But it was also a choice whether I wanted to succeed or not. And I chose to succeed. And I'm glad I did. It was the right decision. It was time to go. It was time to go. Yeah. Yeah, it was the right time to go. It was the right thing to do for me. I needed to. But hey, look, this is Eastern Washington. It's kind of pretty. Very different from Western Washington. I was mostly, through most of my, after my grandparents moved back there, I was pretty upset because they were further away and didn't see them as often. So I was like, I don't want to go there. I want them to be here. Because Portland was pretty easy to get to. State lines are not. That's not what's important. Distance. That's what really matters. And Portland's right on the state border, so they were there. So lots to think about. Texas license plate, Washington license plate. Pretty slow speed limit for trucks in Washington. Oregon's even slower. Oregon's almost too slow. But, anyways, 225 miles to go. I'm just taking the whole road here. Whatever. You can already see the... Oh, here's Moses Lake. Yeah, it's really quick. This is a really fast part of the game. says 4 hours. We'll be done in less than like 15 minutes, maybe 30. Let's see. I'm predicting 8:45 will be done. Then I'm going to sign off because I've been here a long time today. But I'm glad I got my system to work. That's what's most important. As opposed to earlier today, which was a little crazy. This is nice. It's arid here. Most of the west is arid. This is semi-arid. Sagebrush and grass. Very few trees. Oh yeah, this one I've driven here and they mean it. When they say sharp turn ahead, yeah, they're not joking. But it's a beautiful overlook. They did a great job modeling this. Oi. See that? Just, so amazing. It's so pretty. So pretty. The Columbia River just carves this out. It's incredible. Water beats rock. Water beats paper. Water beats rock. Water beats scissors. Water is the ultimate choice. It wouldn't work in rock, paper, scissors. You'd always pick water because it defeats all three. It's a powerful corrosive substance. We just happen to be made of it, but it is corrosive. Wow, that's pretty. Pretty, shiny. Ginkgo's Petrified State Forest. Nice place, been there. It's kind of cool. State Park, I think. And then we keep going. Man, I've shaved 45 minutes off the estimate. That's not bad. By speeding, crime pays. See? Crime does pay. Anyways. Yeah, it takes a lot longer to get from 82 to the Columbia River in real life. When I go out to Tri-Cities, I alternate between 82 and going down the Columbia River. Usually I'll do a loopy-loop when I go there. So like go down the Columbia, come back 82. Highway 12 is almost never the right choice. It's so windy and slow. Most people just want to see the scenery. It means a beautiful place and don't have to drive through Seattle. But even from Olympia, it's often fastest to go on I-90, which is to go Tri-Cities, which is pretty funny. That's just how much faster 90 is from Highway 12. And if I was going from Bellingham, I-90 is pretty much is also faster than Highway 20, or Highway 2, which are windy and slow. I mean, just getting to Leavenworth from Bellingham, that takes like 3 hours. It's a windy road, and it's slow. But I did do a hike there last year in summer, and that was fun. Nice to go to Leavenworth and have a good time. Yeah, pretty hike. And I had to time everything so I could have dinner and get home at a reasonable hour. It worked out. But things are good now. I have no real reason to move back. I have everything I need. Oh yeah, we're going to be there very soon. I'm just going to finish this up. It says an hour 50, but trust me, we'll be done in like 5 minutes. Yeah, whatever. Because we're already in the Cascades. There's no reason to take a nap. It'd be nice if they finished 405 around Seattle. But they only have it going up from Tacoma. Actually, SeaTac technically in the real world, but they kind of scrunched the two cities together. Which makes sense. Up we go. Up. Up the ziggurat, lickety split, as to quote Rimmer. 2 R's with 2 M's in the middle. One of my favorite characters because he's such a smeghead. Which isn't insulting because he is one. But it's true. He's so detestable. So detestable. 1 hour left. 60 nice, 68. Sorry. 67. 66 bottles of beer on the wall. 55 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 64 bottles of beer on the wall. 64 bottles of beer on the wall. 63 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 62 bottles of beer on the wall. 61 bottles of beer on the wall. 61 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 60 bottles of beer on the wall. 59 bottles of beer on the wall. 59 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 58 bottles of beer on the wall. 58 bottles of beer on the wall. 57 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 56 bottles of beer on the wall. 55 bottles of beer on the wall. 55 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 54 bottles of beer on the wall. 54 bottles of beer on the wall. 53 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 51 bottles of beer on the wall. 51 bottles of beer on the wall. 50 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 49 bottles of beer on the wall. 49 bottles of beer on the wall. 47 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 46 bottles of beer on the wall. 45 bottles of beer on the wall. 44 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 43 bottles of beer on the wall. 42 bottles of beer on the wall. 42 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 41 bottles of beer on the wall. 40 bottles of beer on the wall. That's too much. That's ridiculous. Why am I do this? Why must I do this? Why? 36 bottles of beer on the wall. 36 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 35 bottles of beer on the wall. 34 bottles of beer on the wall. 33 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 32 bottles of beer on the wall. 32 bottles of beer on the wall. 31 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 30 bottles of beer on the wall. 30 bottles of beer on the wall. 30 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 9 bottles of beer on the wall. 28 bottles of beer on the wall. 28 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 27 bottles of beer on the wall. 26 bottles of beer on the wall. 26 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 25 bottles of beer on the wall. 24 bottles of beer on the wall. 24 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 23 bottles of beer on the wall. 23 bottles of beer on the wall. 23 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 22 bottles of beer on the wall, 21 bottles of beer on the wall, 20 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 19 bottles of beer on the wall, 18 bottles of beer on the wall, 18 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 17 bottles of beer on the wall, 16 bottles of beer on the wall, 16 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 14 bottles of beer on the wall, 14 bottles of beer on the wall, 13 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 12 bottles of beer on the wall, 11 bottles of beer on the wall, 11 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 11 bottles of beer on the wall, 11 bottles of beer on the wall, 11 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. Shoot. Shouldn't do that. 10 bottles of beer 10 bottles of beer. Take one out, pass it around. 10 bottles of beer on the wall. Oh my god, this is horrendous. Why am I do this? Why must I do this? 9 bottles of beer on the wall. 9 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass it around. 9 bottles of beer on the wall. 9 bottles of beer on the wall. 9 bottles of beer. Take one down, pass. This is taking way longer. It's an exit ramp. It's fine. But you see how fast it is to get through the Cascades. It's once you're there, it's really fast. Just like real life. It really doesn't take that long to get to Ellensburg from Seattle. There's a reason it's a college town. It's one of the easiest to get to. Assuming the passes are open. That's the issue you might run into if you decide to go to college to Ellensburg. 5 bottles of beer on the wall. 5 bottles of beer. Also, it's a really small town with not much to do. I had at least one friend who went from Central to Western because Western, the schools are just as good, but Western's in the better town is the thing. So, Bellingham is nice. I like it. It's really the one place in Washington State I could see myself live. It was a good, I enjoyed myself. Yeah, alright, here we go. 1 mile, 8 minutes. Back to Washington. Oh, let's not rear-end the police. Or maybe we should. But, I don't know. Should I not? Nope. Is it ever going to start? When is it gonna move? Come on. Oh my gosh, people. Press the horn. You can't hear it, but I did just press my horn. Loudly, with great protest. Yeah, because it's like, come on, people. Seattle drivers. Man, the game got that right. Driving in Seattle is not a lot of fun. Did not enjoy that. Anyways, welcome back to Seattle, Washington. We weren't in Seattle this morning on the stream, but we were in Washington State. And I'm not gonna finish up in Port Angeles where we started this morning, but we've come close enough to full circle. I'm happy with this. Ay. I think that's enough for one night. Let's get the money, drop off the goods. No. I just kind of want to be done. Oh, that was a long drive. Tolerable. What do you mean, tolerable? Oh my gosh, I lost $183,000 to the damage to the trailer. That's the problem with the long hauls. You never know. Oh, man. But we made it. Alright, well, thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great evening. And thank you very much.